Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of Spark. I'm Coach David. Hope you're doing great on today, and I hope that everything is moving in the right direction in your life. Thank you for being here with me and sharing with me as we look at another way to impact our lives and to bring us to new heights and to new levels. I'm glad you're here with me. Do me a favor, share this with somebody, shout somebody out, call your best friend, whatever it is, and let them know that Coach David is on and that he is here to bring us something that it's going to help us. It's going to strengthen us. It's going to build us up. So I'm not going to belabor the time or any of that. Let's jump right in. Today I want to talk to you, about paralysis analysis. I want to teach you on today how to stop all the overthinking. Now, I know this is a great lesson to share because we all do this. We overthink things. This is what I believe. I believe that many times this is what I would call the progress killer or the performance killer for people is when they spend so much time, analyzing and so much time looking at it, so much time trying to figure it all out that they forget to take action. And that's just really a process of overthinking. And if you've ever been in that situation, which I'm sure many of you have, you understand that, you want to get it right because it's the truth. Overthinking doesn't look like you're panicking. It doesn't look like that. What overthinking really is, it's just a matter of like, hey, I want to be well prepared. I want to make sure, that I analyze this, that I know the answer to every possible outcome. I want to make sure that I make the right decision. And so it doesn't look like a bad thing, but here's what I want you to hold on to. Here's what I want you to grab a hold of. Listen, for every bit of time that I spend on unnecessary thoughts, that's taking away and giving less attention to the things that really matter. And so when I'm in my life and I'm what I call analyzing everything and I get stuck paralysis analysis, what I'm doing now, I'm pulling away from where my attention really needs to be. And that's what it's really all about, is placing the attention, your attention that is, where it needs to be. Now, here's the thing of what we're attempting to do. Okay. So the first thing that I want to work on, I want to help you with understanding you have to stop trying to control every outcome. That's what we're doing. Overthinking is nothing more than an attempt to figure out or to control the future. And what happens is my brain, your brain, we want to go in and we want to think about it long enough that we can eliminate every uncertainty or every possibility, we can have an answer for it. But I gotta tell you, there is no amount of thinking that you can do that can remove every unknown. There are always going to be unknowns. Every what if, that you use, like what if this, what if that, it is taken away from what is right now. So I want to challenge you with this. If you keep going on imagining about what tomorrow is going to be and what's going to happen next week and what's going to happen, the next hour and everything, you are missing out on what's going on today, what's going on right now. One of the big things that I teach you is be where your feet are, be present minded. But if I'm trying to figure out what is going to come to your mind and it's going to send you right back into paralysis analysis. So you want to ensure, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that you stop trying to control every outcome, that you stop trying to control certainty. Just be prepared and go out there and perform. So that leads me to my next point. I have to shift away from thinking to doing. I got to start doing something. Listen, your actions, the action you take is the antidote to overthinking. Why? Because here's what happens. Your thoughts just keep multiplying. Thoughts multiply. Actions, they simplify. What do you mean? Listen, when I start taking action, I don't have time to keep asking a lot of questions. Why? Because I'm in action. I'm doing something. So when I shift away from thinking to doing, now I'm going to determine some things. I'm going to determine, is what I'm doing right? Is what I'm doing moving me in the right direction? Is what I'm doing taking me where I want to go? Or is it not? And if it's not, well, great. Because of that action, I've simplified instead of sitting here staying in my head. Because listen, the longer you stay in your head, the bigger the problem seems to become. But when I start taking action, when I start doing that, now I start to get some clarity. Motion creates clarity. Now, listen, I got to let you in on a little something. If you're waiting for everything to be clear, for you to have all clarity before before you start taking action, I'm telling you, you're going to be waiting for a long, long time. Clarity usually shows up. You get clarity when you take your first step. So I'm going to encourage you, take the step. Remember, I always say this, you get more on your way than when you first start. You got to get started. So if I'm working this and I want to have a plan and a process for this, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, okay, what is the next step that I can take right now? What is the next thing that I can do right now? Not tomorrow, not next week, not next year, right now. What is the thing that I can do? Well, hey, maybe I can write an email. Maybe that's the way I get started. Maybe I can make a phone call. Maybe I can Google it. Maybe I can, whatever I can do right now. Maybe I can have a conversation with somebody. See, this is what I've learned about when you start taking action. Progress quiets your mind. It really does. So what you have to do, you got to understand that, look, I can't control every outcome, but if I get started doing something, I move away from thinking so much to now actually action of doing it. And now I can say, what's the next logical step that I need to take? And I start taking that step. And as I do that, I get more and more and more clarity as I go. So now I've shown you, stop trying to control every outcome. I've also said, let's move away from thinking, paralysis analysis, and let's get to doing. But here's the thing about it. You have to protect your attention. Whew. The most valuable performance asset you have is your attention. What do you mean? Okay, I say it like this. You've heard me say it before, but I'm going to say it again. It's worth repeating. Where attention goes, energy flows. So if I say that my attention is my most valuable performance asset, I want my energy focused on the things that I want it focused on. I cannot control every thought. I just can't. But the thing that I can control is what thoughts get my attention. And every thought doesn't deserve my attention. So when I understand that, I don't give every thought my attention. Remember, I told you a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was, I said, you need to challenge every thought. That first thought, you need to challenge it. Now, if I really want to get rid of all the what I call the mental noise, then what I have to do, I got to ask myself some good questions. And when you ask good questions, you get great answers. And then you can start to move forward. One of the questions that I always ask myself is, what can I control? Because truthfully, what I can control, me as an individual, what I can control, that's what matters most right now. Look, I can't control how other people act. I can't control how other people think. I can't control the weather. But what I can control is how I react to how other people act, how other people think, and I can react to the weather. I'll tell you a story. The other day, I got out. It was hot. I washed my Jeep. I mean, I got it clean, got it looking good and everything. And I'd be doggone if yesterday it didn't rain. Well, guess what? I can't control that, but I can control my attitude about the rain. So guess what I said? I said, hey, the rain is great for my grass. I went and put some fertilizer out on my grass and everything. I have to take the high road and a better attitude towards this, because I can sit here and get upset with the rain, but that's not going to change the rain. Control the things that you can control. Well, if I'm doing that, then attention follows intention. What? Yes, you get to choose where your attention goes. And if your attention goes towards your fears, your phone, other people's opinion, and your mistakes that you've made in the past, I'm going to tell you something right now. You need to do what I call an attention reset. You need to understand that everything doesn't deserve your attention. And also, my attention follows my intention. So if I'm intending on doing this a certain way, if I'm intending on putting my attention a certain place, I have to understand that when with intention, my attention is going to follow that. So what I do is I protect myself from overthinking. Okay. So what I want to do, I want to give you a little something I believe will help you. So it's a quick 4-step process that's going to help you with the overthinking. When you catch yourself overthinking, pause it and go through these 4 steps. Now, this is what's so awesome about it. The abbreviation for attention is ATTN. I know most of you know that. Like when it says ATTN, it says attention. That means this attention should go here, or this should go to this person. Well, I want to give you that. So I'm going to give you the A first. The A simply means acknowledge. What do you mean? Don't get upset with yourself. I notice that I'm overthinking this. So I don't fight the thought. I simply recognize that it is happening in my life. I said, okay, I recognize that I'm overthinking right now. I'm going to acknowledge that. I'm not mad at me. I'm not upset with me like, oh God, here we go again. No. I'm just going to acknowledge it. That's the A. Well, then what am I going to do then? Now I'm going to take that T and I'm going to say target. What do you mean? What deserves my attention right now? That's the target. Because remember what I said, if I'm going to be present-minded, I need to know what my target is of being present-minded. What deserves my attention right now? That's all you ask yourself. So you got the A, you got the T. Here's the next T. Take one action step. That's the next T. Take the action step. I've already acknowledged it. I'm not upset with me. I just recognize I did it. But I can bring myself focus back in by this is the target. Now what I need to do, I need to do one small, meaningful action step immediately. Why? Because the action interrupts the cycle of my thinking. The action says that, you know what? I don't sit here and get to ruminate in this and everything. I get to move. Now I'm going to take that in. What is the end? Notice the results. Did me taking this certain action help me overcome this overthinking and start to move me where I need to be? Every time you do this, you're training your brain to trust action over the paralysis analysis. You're telling your brain, you got to trust, you're prepared, you can do this. And you may have to talk to yourself. I talk to myself all the time. David, you got this. You don't have to worry about that. Let's go. Let's get going. So I hope this has helped you on today. The A, acknowledge. The T, what's your target? The other T, take the action step. And the N, notice the results. And if you'll do that when you find yourself overthinking, then what you're going to do, you're going to break that cycle and you're going to get some action done. You're going to start moving in the right direction. And what you're really doing, you're training your brain to stop all of that overthinking by taking action. See, your greatest advantage is not thinking more. That's not really it. People think, well, if I think about it, I think about it, I think about it. No. What you're really doing when you're thinking and thinking and thinking, you're just rolling it over in your head. Your greatest advantage is action. When you take action, okay, you put your attention where it needs to be, because overthinking steals your attention. And guess what? I just showed you your attention drives your performance. So if I protect my attention, my performance is going to be all right. Boy, that's good. I hope it helped you on today. Listen, thank you for being here with me on today. I hope you'll take this. I hope you'll share it in some way, either on your social media or just tell somebody you really, really need to look at this. And this works across the board. This works for athletes. This works for professionals. This works for students. If you will do this, if you will stop the paralysis analysis, protect your attention, you're going to find that your energy is going to flow into what's important right now. Listen, it's been great for me to talk to you on today. I'm going to get out of here. I hope you have a fantastic week all week long. I hope everything just falls into place, and I hope you'll put this attention steps that I gave you into action this week. But remember this right here. You are the architect of your life. I'm Coach David. I believe in you. I'll see you on the next time. You have a great week all week. Bye.